Hello, hello. Oh my god, third Kyoto sketchbook video. I have been zooming through these. This one is, well, these two are my preferred sketchbooks. I really, really care for them. If anyone is wondering, this is just like a really simple book from Muji, as you can see there. They're completely fine. I I think people like care too much about books, though you should by all means be careful with books like Moleskin, as their paper is kind of annoying to work with if you're anything like mixed media adjacent, or if you like inks, especially if you like inks, like proper like fountain pen inks. That stuff does not mesh well. This one was started in October. Yeah, this one was started in October this year, and it ended in. Wait, really? Damn, it really did start in October. It started in October and ended in November? Wait, what? I think I'm really bad at dates, I'll be honest. I think I'm like dumb. Uh, yeah, no, that's November. Huh. Now I'm really confused because that means I got done with this one in about like a month. Okay, anyways, that's crazy. Well, to to start with the book, some silly doodles. Here I was just writing some stuff about like, oh, if I want my comics to be like readable and look good, I should maybe limit my pages to like 8 or 11 panels per side, because I was thinking more along the lines of like bande dessinée. There's this one that really inspires me called Carbon and Silicon, which I think I was taking reference of for that measurement. We're starting with some figure drawings, it seems. I think I just whipped this book out in figure drawing once, and that's how I christened it. Yeah, I've already talked about figure drawings in my previous two videos, so I'm not gonna like. Yeah, it's. I was at Einar Granum, where these models get paid to like do this, and it's for free for drawers, whatever. Here is when the book really starts. This was for Swordtember. I took part in Swordtember this year. I don't think I finished. I think I got really bored by the end. I don't know if I'll do like a something timber thing again. It just wasn't really fun. I think this was like a rodent sword or something, where it was like an automaton rodent sword or something. I think I combined prompts where I gave this like skull to this weird sword that would like grow legs and just walk with you. I think it was kind of funny, like instead of having a sword in a sheath, it just walks around like it's your dog. Some drawings for these are like figures or drawings for a comic I'm working on. And otherwise, this is also like another OC called Crow. This one's Lispica. And this one's just a goon or grunt. Apparently here OCX starts with, which is like Oslo Comics Expo. It's not exactly like Comic Con, but a bunch of like Norwegian comics folks and some Scandinavians too. There was actually an American that joined in. She was really, really nice. And yeah, they just talk, and it's, I don't know, it's just nice. I don't have much to say about it. I think I realized I wanted to take this book really easy. The people I was like at for the Oslo Comics Expo were talking about drawing a horse from memory, because I think that was like part of It was a joke someone told whilst we were having a quiz or something. And so I drew a horse. Here's more Lispika. This one's Punch. You've actually seen them in the other videos. Here's Dragon. You've also seen them in the other videos, but it's not too important. Actually, no. I changed the name to Barbar, I think. Barbar. It's just a Norwegian word for barbarian. Here, I'm like messing with quick like thumbnail type stuff for drawing like weird robots and warriors. Because I find that there's a really thin line between something being a robot and something being a knight. And here's a scene for one of my unfinished comics, of which there are so many. Eventually I'll finish them, I swear. Random drawings. We were talking about body horror. There was a body horror seminar at the OCX. And so I drew someone who was like, I think they had lost their face and were bleeding or something. And here there's like a steak. Otherwise, Barbar, Crow, Dragon, the same characters again. I like kind of changing up the way they're drawn from time to time though. On this side we have some like, we have a house and yeah, you can see, you're not blind. Little bunny saying schmorp, because I think it's fun. And on this side, at OCX, I talked to this like, I think he was like a musician or something. He was the partner of like a Swedish comic lady, and we started talking about Danger Mouse, and so I was just drawing like weird mice and such. It's so funny. I've never heard of someone having so much spite for Danger Mouse as he did. Though I, though I do partially understand it, it is still really, really funny. Here is Lispika. I can like go closer so you can see. Oh, the focus is being weird, but you can see them. I made their like armor and such way chunkier here, and I really liked it. And so I'm kind of considering just keeping it and having that be our design. But I haven't super decided yet. Here's kind of a nothing burger. Here's, I think I was rewatching an old Cynics video where they talked about drawing a skull from memory. If you can like tell. Yeah, there it is visible. Here I just drew a person the same way I did for my like comic where I talked about AI. Oh, here's the little figure of the partner of the dude I was talking about Danger Mouse with. That was pretty fun. I let them try out some of my pens, and I might have accidentally made someone join in on the cult of the Pilot Parallel, which is a really cool pen. Some random drawings, nothing too special here, I don't think. Yeah. Here, this is where I'm drafting out the concept for my current, like the current project I'm working on, which is like a mini comic of 7 pages, which is, well, it's really abstract, but it just has this like general idea, and then it kind of runs with it. So these are all kind of like concept drawings for that, which is really fun. Here I'm like thinking about how it could be integrated into my like wider world or whatever, because everything needs to be a cinematic universe. And just as I say that, here's something completely unrelated to the wider cinematic universe that I had been like thinking about in my little head. This is what's going to become Evil Worm Industries, which is also something I mentioned in an earlier book, but it's this like, or I didn't really mention it, I quickly glossed past it. It's gonna be a sci-fi thing set underwater. all about collecting these like worms that for some reason are important to a big company, where the company is, at least when it comes to like on-site stuff, completely employed by people who have no intention of ever returning to their old life again. Yeah, I think it's fun. Here I was like kind of working out how I wanted the worms to look like. Eventually I decided on this little guy, that I wanted the worms to look like that. And otherwise, here I was messing about with the like fashion and the clothing design of that world, which, trust me, will continue to change. Though I do like this guy, this creature, and I do want to take some cues for that from that character back over to my main stuff. Over here I'm drawing the wasp, which is a like real atmospheric diving suit, which well, it's no longer in use, or I think it's still in use, but it's not the newest thing. It has these like propellers, so you would like, it was kind of like a submarine, but you had your own arms to work with, kinda. And here was like a weird like thinking about some of the shapes in that and reusing them. I don't think I was successful though. Here I think I was way more successful. This is stuff I'm then taking back, and I kind of want to be in the evil worm thing that I started mentioning on this page. And this. And here I was kind of thinking of like other things. What if this under part with the propellers and such was really slimmed down? It would look kind of silly, but kind of fun too. I really like this drawing. Oh yeah, this. I was me and my mother were looking for a place to get like a place that could fix our crane, because our crane has been leaking in our kitchen. And eventually I realized that there was nothing for me really to do, so I just sat down, and after sitting down I just draw this. There's like a figure here with only one arm, it seems, that's holding a bow. And here you have a figure that like has this waving like dress thing. And here there's this weird curving arrow coming out of seemingly nowhere. Here, I was thinking of drawing more normal people, maybe for like a rom-com type concept or something. Then I still haven't gotten much of anywhere with that, but I was thinking of maybe integrating it back into the underwater sci-fi. Speaking of, here's what I think is going to be the main character. I'm not sure yet. And this was how their uniform looked at the time. I wanted the uniform to look super like corporate and boring, though these days it is slightly more interesting, I will have to admit. But yeah, here's the little merke that's saying ma, because it wants attention. It's like a little dog. Here's another one. This boat is incorrect objectively, so I'm well aware, trust me, I like my boats, and so I know I'm wrong. But I was imagining kind of how it would be above the water, as I've been mainly thinking about under the water. As of now, I'm kind of imagining that most of the world would be flooded, though that is up for change. Some quick drawings. Knight, plane, person. I think they're supposed to resemble dragon. Whatever. Quick brush pen thing. I don't know why I have a weird American flag in the corner. That's kind of funny. I'm not even American. Then here I have like a loose environment thing with some like creatures or vehicles or robotic creatures, and then like this big thing, this big machine. It's not really thought out. Here was a fun thing of the comic character I'm currently working on, like swinging their sword weirdly at like this big box that includes my storyboarding, because this is a storyboard. This is a storyboard for for the comic, which is really funny. It's just for the first page, but I was just like, I gotta draw this out somewhere, and so I did something really silly. It's kind of funny because it's also working on the idea that in my world I want this concept of abstracts, which are these like, or primitives, which are these large shapes that kind of like twist how the world works to someone's mind. And so having like the world that is the comic physically being twisted upon this abstract that reflects like one person's mental weirdness. It's I don't know, it's funny and it's silly. Here we have Lispica. I don't know what they're doing. Maybe they like hurt some person that's lying down or something. Here we have these are drawings of Denji from Chainsaw Man. I very rarely do fan art, but I do from time to time. And here are drawings of my friends. Or these two are the same person, and this is a different person. And here's some weird, like, random stuff I pasted. This is someone that I befriended at the comics convention, I guess, though we don't really speak too much. Or we barely speak at all, actually. Here's the French Navigo pass. And I think this is my last side, where I just decided to do some weirdness. Now this weird like dog deer thing, and then some like weird little figures. Oh wait, this one is a drawing from a friend of mine actually. This one's not mine. It's a it's a random friend I've had for a long time that he doesn't really draw, though he might doodle a bit. I'm not sure. And then here's like a weird thing of like, I don't know, it's a figure that's sitting down and a similar figure like kind of moving wildly around it. And then here's an idea of like, I don't know, some kind of setting or something. Here's my goodbye page, which I like to do. This time it's a bunch of my OCs. So if I show you, this one's Lispica, this one's the main character from the current one, which has no name. Well, they do have a name, but it's not relevant. Here's Dragon, here's Barbar, here's Crow, here's the little worm thing, and here's the evil worm main character. Evil worm is the story. They are not an evil worm themselves. Oh yeah, here's also Crow. And here's also Lispica. Yeah, that's it for this one. Sweet. Wait, shit, I'm not done. I just realized I still have this one to go. I think this is my favorite book, mainly because of how much I hate it, surprisingly. It's a moleskin, and so it had a bunch of its own challenges that I had to conquer. So I really do recommend checking this one out too.